Right, I have literally just pressed stop from the last video because we've got to break these up into smaller ones to make you all happy. Because apparently YouTube viewers have a very short attention span, or so I'm told. Hey, wait, I watch YouTube videos. Oh, true then. So, a review video. I know how you lot love these. This was first on the list of Jesus, why am I umming so much? Almost did it again. This was top of the list. You guys keep sending me of links. Jesus, English, man. Start that again. This video was top of the list from all of the links you guys keep sending me to watch. The list is ridiculously long because I don't make videos as fast as I should. So I should have done that while I hit pause. So, obviously it's a German one. I haven't put it full screen, apologies. Sorry, I still haven't put it full screen. What are you doing? Get full screen. Thank you. Obviously the title, World War II, H&R? Hair and... No, H&R. I don't know what H&R is. German World War Reenacting 101. Okay. So, although it's obviously not US related, there's a reason somebody sends me these. How to get started. Okay, because we're quite into mystery football, how you get people into the hobby, because it's not an easy thing to do, because first of all, most people come with very little knowledge, either about the units they want to portray, the kit they need, where to get the kit from, and also the expense of this is a problem, because there is no good, cheap impression, unless you want to play a wounded soldier in hospital, in which case you can wear some pajamas. Other than that, everything involves some bucks. So, and that puts people down to the route of, well, can't I buy that one? That's cheaper. Which, of course, sometimes you can, and sometimes you should burn it rather than buy it. Anyway, enough of my ranting. Let's see what we get. We get music. As much as I love music, let's jump about. Oh, what did I say?
Hello and welcome.
World War history and reenacting.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of World War II history and reenacting. This is German World War II reenacting 101. First, you will need a uniform, whichever you prefer. Now you can choose a weapon. Aha! Excellent choice, Herr Obersturmführer. Of course, you will need an appropriate flag of some sort. A pair of Ray-Bans will do.
Okay. I've got to start writing on who sends me these videos. Thank you already. This is obviously like my piss take video of how to do a US World War II impression properly. Yeah, okay, we've got an officer's jacket, high rank. I mean, the MP40, they're fucking everywhere at the moment, so, as I actually just showed you in the last video. And the Ray-Bans was the dead giveaway.
A little snack for like in between the battles. Keep your drinks cool, because warm beer sucks.
Yeah, well, that's a true
A
fact.
little something for happy hour. And why not just bake a fucking cake to bring along? Seriously.
I disagree with the cake. Everybody should bring me cake at all events ever. Isn't that right, Max, who gets in the infraction book continuously and has to bring cake for punishment?
Get this shit out of here. I assume you're watching this video because you have a genuine interest in World War II history.
Yeah.
So maybe your interest first started in history class at school. Perhaps you read a book or watched a documentary on TV. Was it because of the old World War II themed video games like Battlefield or the Commando series? Could it have been the endless amount of movies? Or from the old...
I find that quite interesting, because obviously when I was a kid, the computer games were very, very basic, shall we put it, and I don't think anybody got into reenacting or living history through those computer games. It all come from looking at books. Now I wonder when the big shift was from everybody wanted to get into reenacting from books to everybody wanted to get into reenacting from Call of Duty, for example, because the original one was fucking amazing. Yeah, I wonder when that big shift, when that happened.
Old war stories told by your grandparents.
And obviously Private Ryan having a big effect. And Bob.
There are endless reasons for the interest in World War II history. And now you are considering embarking on the great adventure of reenacting the past. World War II reenacting is a very educational...
I mean, I don't know much about German stuff, but straight away you can see his Kriegsmarine. He's got coastal artillery on his shoulder boards. I mean, it's quite a simple looking impression, but it says what it is. A gold eagle.
Fun and rewarding hobby, but it also comes with a big responsibility. You owe it to the veterans, victims, and relatives of the past, present, and future generations to do it right and with respect.
See, that's nice. That's such a simple impression. Just sat down reading while you're doing basic soldiery functions when you're off duty. I mean, it's so simple to do. A lot of events you see the guys just sitting down, doing nothing, absolutely nothing. Not reading, not sewing, not cooking, not drinking, not eating, not cleaning. They just sit and stand around, and half the time they're not even talking to anybody. You just want to keep busy doing anything.
Basically, what you do is you build up your chosen impression with historically correct items, and together with your reenactment group, you portray the past, living in the same conditions and every aspect of life in the chosen time period, educating yourself and learning everything there is to learn, on your own or together. Building bunkers and fortifications using period tools helps to transition into the past. The camaraderie is very strong.
Jesus. What the frozen meat? Okay, there's levels to this reenacting thing. It starts at the peacocking and the promenading, just, walking around looking pretty for a weekend. And then there's, the sort of in between where, you wear something that resembles it, but it's not really great. You go up a bit further and you get to, higher standards, and then you get to sort of these sorts of groups. Like also that, I want to say they were from the Philippines. No, they weren't. I think they were from Japan or Korea. Sorry, my memory is fucking appalling. And they portrayed the 100th Infantry Division Nisai unit, and that was absolutely incredible. And this sort of stuff is going along the same sort of level.
Eating period correct food.
And getting asked, are you really going to eat that 100 times a day?
Enduring.
By the way, doing something also involves sleeping.
Hardships, starvation, and exhaustion together.
Actually, it's quite true. You do, when it pisses down with rain, you do all suffer together. That's one of the nice things about the hobby, really.
Besides the real horror, fear, pain, and sacrifice of battle, the adrenaline is definitely present at times.
I'm sure I've seen that clip there before. I've not watched this before, have I? Maybe just that little bit.
First, you have to pick a military power.
Yep.
Picking the Germans does not make you a Nazi in any way, shape, or form.
Unless your name is Harry Brown.
It is very important to realize that when you put on the uniform, you are carrying a lot of responsibility on your shoulders.
Yeah.
One must be aware of the big picture and all the people whom you might wrong if you are not respectful and humble. This responsibility does not only apply for the Germans.
Absolutely. Sticking 400 gallantry awards on your A class and all that sort of shit is just done out of bad taste, and there's no reason for it.
Here's something I want you to remember. History is made by real people, and it's not a fictional world of any kind. Your choice of favorite military power and your interest for joining World War II military reenacting can be varied. Maybe you are interested in the weaponry, or maybe the uniforms and equipment, vehicles or tanks. Maybe it's the history itself, or both, or everything. After choosing the military power of choice, you choose your preferred branch of service. Maybe you choose a specific branch of service based on your specific historical interest. Traveling to the historic sites and battlefields of the specific unit might give you some perspective.
Yeah, very true. Sometimes it does. Other times you're just there, which is nice, but you know, you could be standing in a field in England, or you could be standing in a field in Normandy. However, Nijmegen and Arnhem was the big sort of eye-opener as to why did this thing involve all these bridges. Then you see how wide the expanse of these bridges and rivers are, and you go, yeah, I get it. I see the issue. So that was quite an eye-opener, being there. So yeah, sometimes really does open your eyes as to why things happened a certain way.
In relations to your research.
Pardon me.
It might help you grasp the reality and understand the sacrifice.
Yeah, absolutely. I spend a lot of my time going around cemeteries.
A foreign nation's gratitude for the soldiers left behind. All these names written in stone, just 100 few of many millions that fell on the battlefield. Reading memoirs from the same unit explains the war seen through the soldiers' eyes, and talking to living veterans presents a face to the names written in stone. Yeah. History is so much more than the bigger picture. With the help of their personal photos, we can gain the best knowledge. Veterans can forget, but photographs don't. By putting all this information together, we can, to our best ability, recreate the past. Reenactors will in most cases never be historians of the big picture.
No.
But we are the only ones with first-hand knowledge about the practical use of the uniforms, weapons, tactics, and equipment used by the specific unit.
Yeah, it's very true. You get asked a lot, you know, where your unit was, where it went next, where it's come from. But for the average guy on the ground, it doesn't really matter the names of the places and you went to or going to, because one place is just as miserable or depressing or joyous as the next. The name is meaningless. You don't need to know where these places are on a map, and I get most guys would never point to them on a map. They wouldn't have a clue. They don't need to know the big picture. They just need to survive and carry out whatever role and duties they had. But when he says it about how practical and useful some of the items you carry are and the best way to utilise them, so true. Well, first of all, you work out which way you have your webbing round and where you want the kit and how you want it attached and what positions it should be. And you will change that several times until you get it exactly the way you want. And you won't be the same as the guy next to you, because maybe he's a bit bigger, he's a bit taller, he's a bit shorter, he's, you know, a different size to you. He's just a different build to you. It all affects how you structure your webbing, especially the US webbing. There is a lot of freedom to how you put it all together. Also constructing shelters, as you guys who've seen videos recently, we use the parachute silk, and you know there's no there's no manual that comes to building shelters out of parachutes. So maybe I should make one. Field manual on that. What actually mean field manual? It's called DMFM or something. So it's, you know, you use your drop rope, you tie things up, you cut a bit off, you use spare boot laces, you know, you bang in some wooden sticks into the ground, you lay a log on a piece of it to weigh it down. So you start becoming a lot more practical in just constructing things that you never would have thought possible before.
We might also have extensive knowledge of the unit history and first-hand recollections from the veterans, which we can use to educate others. So you have joined a reenactment unit, or you want to start your own.
What the fuck is that? Well, you don't know anything about German stuff, but that's fucking horrible.
Can you just take anything that just looks the part and slap on some insignia?
I get the point now.
The answer is most definitely no. Do not convert an East German tunic or modify an old Swedish one.
Oh, I remember that. Oh yeah, the buttons have 3 little crowns on them. I remember those. Soldier Fortune used to sell those years ago for £5 a piece.
Thing you want to do, whether you have joined a reenactment group or you have decided to create your own, is to buy some books about uniforms.
I love it when people tell people to buy books. Yes, you can't stress it enough. People will spend 150 quid on something they don't need because they had no idea they could have bought a book for 40, 50 quid, which would have showed them everything they needed to know first, and then they could get it right. But, you know, I get it. Sometimes there's nothing fun about buying a book. You say to most people, buy a book. Book. Expensive. Yeah, the knowledge that are in them is phenomenal. Phenomenal? Yeah, and that word.
And equipment. The reenactment group you have joined might have guidelines and a list of everything you need and where to get it.
Well, most groups should. Most groups should help you kit up. They should say, you know, this is our standard. This is the minimum you can get away with. This is the best quality. This is something in between. If they don't, then you have to question, do they want people to join? The group should help you. That's their job. The group should want you more than you want the group.
But it does not hurt to educate yourself on the general subject. There also exist many forums and Facebook groups in the reenacting community. For example, World War II Help Page 2.0 on Facebook.
Okay.
These are just 3 out of the countless reference books out there. There are also books dedicated to special subjects, like camouflage, etc.
Yeah, I never stress it enough. Buy good books. I mean, for those doing 101st in Normandy, Michel Laterz, the 2 Carentan books are really the only 2 books you need to buy. Forget everything else. Those 2 books, piss all over them. That's just almost matter of fact. That's not even opinion. They are incredible. You forget every other book. I'm sorry, Crybaby Bando, but those 2 books are the 2 best books out there. I did call him the 2nd best author in the world, and he got upset. Can you fucking believe that shit? Some people, right? So yeah, the 2 Carentan books, Carentan linking Omaha Beach and Utah Beach, absolutely. They're not cheap, worth every penny.
Start searching for original photographs and archival footage. There is a lot to be found online. If you are lucky, you might find photos from the unit you portray. Photographs from the exact unit is the best reference material you can get. So you have chosen an impression, a unit, and a time period. You have read the books, looked at the photos, you are ready for war. And it's time to accessorize.
Oh, Jesus.
Wrong. It's back to basic.
Look at that. Do you know what? Out of those 2, what looks better? I mean, that looks good to me. The other one just looks like a sack of shit. The other one's that peacocking, farbtastic bullshit that you see turning up at events, walking around while the sun's out, and if you know it fears to rain, they run home or back to the hotel and hide until the next day. What the fuck is that about anyway?
I'm so fat.
Brendan, you're not fat. It's
Oh
the
yeah,
shirt.
an advert.
Look at Nate. His true classic is tight around the chest and shoulders and arms, and then it tapers off towards the bottom.
Nate also has 6-pack abs.
Shit. Oh, it was the end. I thought. Oh. Okay, oh, it's in 2 parts. No. Still don't know what H and R is. Anyway, okay. Let's make me bigger. I think that was that easy in real life, eh? Yeah, I like it. I like those sort of spoofy type videos with actually a serious point to them. Yeah, it's right. Lots of good points covered. Buy some damn books. Buy good books. Don't buy the books you're commonly... So I call them the BBC books, because if the BBC do a documentary on anything, you can guarantee it's like Normandy. How evil the Germans are. All of them. There's no exception. It's really, really generic. You'll see the same photographs used 1,000,001 times. Nothing specific, nothing concentrates on any one particular aspect. It's just a generic, broad out view of everything. They're almost pointless for this hobby. You want anything that concentrates heavily on a specific area, a specific unit, a specific uniform, a specific item of uniform. And I've got a book on shoulder boards. A hardback book is about 300 colour pages of just German shoulder boards. So that's the sort of level of detail you can go into with books. They are out there for very, very specific things. Do it right. You don't need to be wearing medal ribbons to glorify yourself and look like some sort of fucking hero, because you ain't. You didn't earn them. You didn't earn shit. You've just gone to Soldier Fortune and purchased them. And sorry, Soph, I don't always mean to use you as a reference to buy rubbish from. It's just, you know, you are just the most well known, so... And that's where most new people coming into the hobby turn to. Because you're probably the easiest to find online as well. Anyway, 22 minutes. Still can't get these down low. Okay, I'm going to sign off. Thank you all for watching. Oh, Jesus, no. One thing that came up when... Jesus, I did a chat with a few different people about how to, you know, grow the channel, improve the videos. And one thing I was told repeatedly is to tell people to... I can't even say it without laughing. Smash that like button. And to make sure you subscribe and all that sort of shit. Great. Yeah. If you want to smash the like button... It's fucking cringeworthy as shit saying that. And if you want to subscribe, it is appreciated. Why you'd want to, it's beyond me. Yeah. Please do those things. I'm not gonna say it. I might come up with a phrase where I can just go, you know, those 2 things you need to do those. Anyway, signing off. Laterz.